Hey everyone, it's me, Miss Gabby, and today is the last day of my takeover for the month, our October-November monthly series. It's part 4, and today I'm super excited, as usual, to make these awesome leaves. So you can see they're hanging, and you can make a garland or something, but these are awesome leaves made out of toilet paper rolls. So you see I got my awesome little examples. And, you know, they can hang. You can put them anywhere. They don't have to hang. But this is just how I decided to display it for you. So let us get started on what we need today. So, as always, everyone, you should be definitely... Oops, excuse me. You should definitely be working on something, especially today we're going to be using paint and... Let me just make sure this is stable. Perfect. So I'm working on top of something. I have some paper towel here. Perfect. So what else we'll need? We'll need some toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls. I have both to show you, just because it can be both of them can be cut up fairly easily, and I've been saving mine for quite some time. Next we'll need a paintbrush and just like a jar or a cup of water. You can see mine's just already chilling here. Next we'll need, if you have a ruler and scissors and a pencil, if you need it. Looking for my pencil. Oh, there it is. It's just been pushed back pretty far. Pencil. Next we'll need a paper plate and some, you know, fall colors. So if you have any paint, you know, tempera, you know, that's easily washable, or I have acrylic with me, so I have yellow and orange here. If you have brown, green, you know, awesome fall colors. That's what we need today, and some twine. This is optional if you have yarn. This is just if you want to, you know, kind of display it this way, the way that I already did and showed you. And a hot glue gun or white glue. You know, hot glue I always say is the best, but if you have like, you know, an adult or somebody with you to glue that is going to be much easier and much faster for you. Sorry, this is acting funny today. Okay, so let us get started. So first, you know, we're going to want to paint. So, you know, we definitely want to be careful. But actually first, you know, let's cut down, you know, our paper towel roll here. So, you know, just so it's going to be easy for us to paint. And you definitely want to paint, you know, not cut beforehand, but you definitely want to paint and then cut. Because it'll just be easier, because, I mean, it will just be a lot messier, you know, to try and then cut everything. So I'm just gonna go ahead now and dump. Make sure you are really mixing up your paint. And I'm going to just drip some here. There we go. So I'm doing the yellow and orange, and you know what? I'm gonna mix them and make more of, kind of have fun. So honestly, if you don't even want to make, you know, the like fall colors, you want to try something different, by all means try it out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just start in the middle here, like inside, just because it'll be easier, because right now we're being able to kind of grab a hold of our paper towel / toilet paper roll is just going to be easier. So you can kind of see how I'm starting, reaching all the way, and then I'm going to turn it around and do this side as well. Sorry, it's kind of probably hard for you to see me painting, but you know, spooky season is pretty much over. I mean, Halloween was amazing. I enjoyed having all the awesome Halloween fun with everyone and making some cool Halloween projects. So I'm just kind of seeing where I'm missing spots, but you see here, and it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, or if you really want to, you can definitely you know, let it dry and then do a second layer. But you can see that I'm going to grab a hold, and I'm going to need some more paint. So it's nicer to start off with a little bit less and then kind of gradually add if you need to. So you see I'm going ahead and just starting to paint here, and I'm now I'm grabbing it kind of by like the outer edge, and it's going to be inevitable pretty much, meaning that you will just get a little bit of paint on you which they're not too harmful because you can just wash it off. What's creating some art without getting a little bit dirty? So you can see here, voila. So you see I covered it entirely with paint, and I'm going to set it off to dry. So this is like the most, you know, kind of like the patience part here is where you're going to have to pretty much wait for everything to dry, which is all right. So I kind of just went ahead and, but you know, you can wash your yellow and your orange off in your cup, you know, especially if you're using kind of like lighter or darker colors, you know. So I'm just drying it off here with my paper towel that I brought and going ahead right with my orange and painting the inside here. So you can kind of see how I'm starting to get everywhere, making sure that I'm putting a nice layer. So here we go. And then I'm flipping it over so you can see how I'm starting and finishing. That's why it's always going to be much easier if you start on the inside of your toilet paper roll. Just so you won't be getting paint all over your hands when you're kind of grabbing it. Oops, the way that I am, sorry. You see, and you guys can just double check and see if you missed any spots by like peering in there, seeing if there's any brown. And I'm just gonna go ahead and then move to the outside. So you can definitely take your time. You know, you can pause the video. I will be here. You know, if you're needing to take a little bit more time, I am definitely just kind of swiftly moving through here. So you can kind of see I'm starting to get some paint on my fingers, but that's all right because I can just wash them. But I'm really trying to contain the mess. And I kind of cut this one a little big where it's kind of going outside of my reach, which is okay. And I'm now kind of crushing my paper towel roll. Whoopsie. Just because you maybe be a little conscious about where you're cutting and how large you're cutting, you know. Definitely want to be conscious of that. Okay. Put that one off to the side and let dry. So you can kind of see I've got some paint on my fingers, but now I'm using orange. I'm going to mix these two pretty much, maybe create kind of like a weird marble or tie-dye color on the inside. I'm not going to mix it all the way, but here's my experimental piece. So, but yeah, if you have other colors, if you want to do, you know, colors that aren't leaf colors, like standard, you know, I mean, it's your art project and you can do it how you like. So I know it's kind of tough to see how I'm doing it, and it's not really kind of staying marbled on the inside, but I'm just gonna now maybe switch it up and just do one stroke and not really blend. Just because I kind of like how there's a mixture of the yellow and the orange. So, you know, you can see how I'm just now then moving back and forth, back and forth. Maybe grabbing it by this side, which I kind of like this kind of like blended effect. You know, it's not entirely blended together, but I really like how you can kind of still distinguish, you know, the colors between everything. So just kind of moving it over and going like this. So if you're getting paint all over you, that's okay. But you see now I kind of finished it. That one's kind of cool. Kind of like just a nice fusion of those, both of those colors. I'm gonna put my brush right inside of here. And you can put your paint palette to the side or toss it. You know, if you do have like a real paint palette or anything, awesome. You know, that's, you can just probably wash it right away. And I'm gonna just go ahead and just wipe some of my paint off on my paper towel. And it kind of dried a little, so I'll just probably leave it. The next, thank God I already had this here and I already painted these. La la la. So here's my, I'm gonna make a red leaf, a brown leaf, a green leaf, and a yellow leaf. And like you saw in my you know, examples, I already created my awesome orange leaf here. So I can actually bring this, I'm gonna bring that here just so we have that for reference. I have our awesome leaves here for reference. So, okay, the next step we wanna do is we wanna take one of our tubes, and if you have a ruler, if you don't necessarily need a ruler, but you know, you kind of wanna cut or, you know, draw out, you know, maybe 1/2 inch, you know, on the ruler, we wanna cut out 1/2 inch strips here of our tube. So I'm just going ahead and moving along the lines of 1/2 inch. And, you know, once we're cutting, it's not going to end up being 100% perfect, which is okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give me a little bit of help here and just kind of flatten the tube a little. And now I'm going to take my scissors and just go ahead and cut. So we're creating these, you know, our circular, basically these are going to be our leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of be moving along. So right away, you know, my sizes already kind of got messed up, which is all right. You know, we need at least 5 strips of the color, you know, or if you want to just kind of, you know, make a bunch of other ones, you know, or kind of put all the colors together, fuse them together. Awesome. So, you know, I have extras here, and I have extras from my previous one. So next, what I'm going to do is kind of shape, you know, these, which, you know, kind of when we already went ahead and cut, it already helped to kind of shape these into like a leaf form, which is awesome. So that's kind of why I like kind of like those scissors, like them cutting that way helps. But you kind of want to start to lay out, I'm going to push this one down a little more, you know, your leaf and how you're going to want it, right? So you can kind of, you know, maybe if you want to make it go in a certain shape or kind of lay a certain way, like this is, you know, the perfect time to do that. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and start off with gluing. So I'm taking my glue gun and adding 2 dots like on each side. So that's why it's good to kind of, you know, lay it all out and see how it's all going to be, just because that's like really important, the way that we're going to want it to lay. So then I'm going to add a glue piece of our little dot of glue here to kind of fuse those two together. So that's why it's nice to be working with a glue gun, because it's kind of a little easier to work with and a little faster, you know, than like white glue. White glue would have to wait like a good amount of time, which is nothing wrong with that. But so now you kind of see where they're touching, and that's where I'm just going to add my glue. So I'm noticing where, you know, my little leaves are touching, and then adding my glue dot there. And so then I want to make sure that these will stay together. Perfect. So you can see how these came to be. And now if you want, you know, to make like the little stem parts, what I did is you can cut, you know, one of these in half, you know, and what you can do then is just like fold this over itself here. And this is basically going to be our leaf, like our little stem, I mean. And, you know, if you have other colors, you know, you want to wait till you have other colors to try. Like maybe I kind of like this brown one. So I'm going to add some glue here. Nice hot glue. Keeping that together, pinching that. You see how I did that. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that right there. Voila. So you can see how awesome this looks, and how it's already kind of looking like all of our other ones. So I'm going to put that one off right to the side. I'm going to put my scraps to the side here. So then the next one, let's do that again. So what I'm doing here is I'm measuring out, but you saw kind of how it didn't really work out. So you can kind of see on your own, maybe if you want to make thicker ones, but you see we need at least 5 to create the leaf shape. So, you know, I made my marks here with my pencil, and I'm flattening it just to give me some nice help, you know, when I'm cutting. And I'm going ahead and cutting right here. So you can see, kind of see that when I'm cutting, it's bending in on itself a little, and that's okay. Just as long as, you know, we're getting at least 5 like shapes of this color here. So, so you can kind of see how these formed on itself. So what I'm going to do is kind of help push this out a little to give that shape. And you can see that I'm starting to lay them out already. But it's basically the same, you know, that we're doing with like the yellow one that we did and my sample ones. So you can see. So now it's up to you if you can see how you did cut this and you see these little, you know, gray marks from the tubes. But you can definitely keep those. I don't think they bother me all that much, so I'm just going to keep them like that. So I'm putting my 2 glue dots there. And I add a third one here. There we go. And kind of see where these ones lay out. Maybe we can angle them a little more. You know, it's all about kind of how you are envisioning your project and wanting it to stay together. So I'm going to give it a little bit more angle here. And gluing it there and there. So you can kind of see that. And then I'm going to glue these parts together. There we go. So we're going to let that dry a little. And so if you want to make a red stem, go ahead. I might switch it up and make a yellow stem for this one. Just because that's the first one we made. And it's just going to be nice to be a little bit different. So I'm going to put that right in that little spot there and let that dry. But yeah, you can let it dry officially 100% and then peel off, you know, how the hot glue kind of creates this funny like little spider web, you know. But yeah, so then, you know, when you finish those, you can definitely do the other tubes. I'm going to hold off on those right now just because you guys get the gist. You can rewatch the first ones that I did. So now if you want to add twine, you know, I will show you how to do that. You know, you can tie a knot around your leaf. Oops, that's not the one I want. We want a fresh one. You know, you can definitely, I'm going to just cut like a little piece here. And if you want to kind of think about how you want it to lay, if you want it to be upside down, all of mine are kind of right side up. So what I'm going to do is do this one a little upside down. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on whatever side I decide is the back side. And I'm just gonna lightly press my twine, the end of the twine into that one. So then I think I'm going to make this one just a little longer, just so when I kind of hang them, they will be able to stagger a little bit. And this one I think I'm going to do upside down too, just because I like that to be a little different, to give a nice little variety of our leaves. So here, boop, putting a little bit of pressure here, just so we're making sure that it's going to stay. Put a little bit of pressure there. I'm gonna put this one's off to the side. So, yep, gonna grab this glue. But yeah, so you can see now we have a good amount of leaves. So yeah, there we have it. So that is how you can do and make and create some awesome leaf, like little sculptures, you know, your little garden, like garland, you know, with your toilet paper rolls or your paper towel rolls. So you can kind of see, and then it'll be awesome once you can kind of get them all to hang a little. They're gonna look great. So if you want to kind of make them a whole bunch, you know, keep them together like that. That would be super awesome. You can make them hang really well, really low. So I will show you. Let me grab the last one. Let me see here. Boop-a-doo. So yeah, you can see how they can kind of lay together, or you want to switch it up. It's up to you. But yes. So now is, you know, the great part of cleaning up. So you saw, like right away, I'm going to be done. I think with this, I'm done. So I'm going to throw my palette away and clean everything up. So if you got any paint anywhere, just clean that up. Unplug your glue gun if you're using one. Mine is being unplugged right now. Definitely wash your paintbrush and properly with some soap and water. And yeah, any scraps or anything, you can definitely toss them. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today. This was the last, you know, part 4 of our October-November series. So I had so much fun kind of creating these awesome fall and Halloween-esque projects. Definitely one of my favorites. So thanks for hanging out with me today. And I will see you guys later on this week or next week. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.